what's going on, guys? It's Max24, and it's Tuesday, which means time for another Tuesday Talk. But before we get into that, please always dream to drop a like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, all that does, all that fun stuff us YouTubers tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I open most on Twitter, sometimes on Facebook, barely ever on Instagram. Follow me on those ways, subscribe to me here. And with that, let's get into this week's topic. So this week, we're gonna do the impossible. Alright, so bear with me. We're gonna rank every single Traveler's Tales Lego game. Now these are like the big titles, right? The mainline titles, alright? I'm not talking like the mobile games, alright? I'm not talking like that. So I'm talking like the classic, Traveler's Tales Lego games, alright? There's a lot of them in here. I love the Lego series. I've loved it since I was a little kid, okay? Playing Lego Star Wars with my friends was one of the best experiences I've ever had on my PlayStation 2. So I love the Lego series, alright? It's been a part of my life as a gamer since my conception. And I have played every single one. Haven't finished every single one. Alright, I come really close to some of them, but some of them I just can't do it because they're boring. Right? That's the problem with the rank. I mean, you can always find some fun in them, but sometimes they just feel incomplete. So we're going to rank every single one. I've got every single one, some digital, some physical. And we're going to rank them. I spent a while, playing them, learning how they played, all this stuff. So it's our time to actually decide where they should go and how enjoyable they are and stuff like that. So let's just jump right into it. So there are about like 25 Lego games, at least of the ones I'm ranking. So let's just jump right into it. So in 25th place, the worst Lego game in my opinion. Again, these are all my opinions. You let me know in the comments your opinion. Alright? That's the beauty of the internet. We all have different opinions. That's the beauty of the human race. We all have different opinions on what makes a good game. So you let me know in the comments what you think is the better game. So we're gonna go with the 25th pick for me. Has got to be Lego Indiana Jones 2. It really hurts because I love the Indiana Jones movie series. I like Indiana Jones. It's a great time. Harrison Ford's great, but the Lego Indiana Jones 2 video game just wasn't it. It just wasn't it, all right? All it added was Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which was it was a movie, all right? We pretend like it didn't exist. So that was a movie. And it turned a lot of the levels of the classics into just dumb, all right? Every single movie divulged into a giant boss battle. Even if there was not a boss battle, if there wasn't anything like that, it still divulged into a boss battle. And that just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't understand who decided that. The Lego Ninja Jones 2 game just did not add enough to warrant a brand new game. Okay, Lego Ninja Jones 1 was great. Okay, I love the first one. But the second one was just not it. All right. I mean, you might enjoy it, but that was just not. It was not for me. Okay. It changed too much. Right. But not enough. It changed all the original levels. All right. Made them boss battles, and it just added the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and that was just no. In 24th place, I gotta go with the Lego Movie 2, the video game. Now, this one is very different from other Lego games, and that's why I don't like it. Okay. I like how Lego games are. I don't like the change. I'm not a big fan of change. And Lego Movie 2 video game it changed a lot. It made it more freeform. It made it more Lego Worlds like, and Lego Worlds to me, it was a decent experiment, but they didn't expand it as much as they should have. So Lego Movie 2 video game goes on that route, and it's just and the graphics, I'm not a big fan of the way the Legos look. I think they look really weird and just odd, and it just does not feel like the Lego Movie to me. Now, both the Lego Movie games are not the best, right? They're not my favorite Lego game. They're not my favorite Lego games in existence, but Lego Movie 2 video game it wasn't good, all right? I didn't enjoy my time with it, okay? I did not feel like I was playing in the Lego Movie, okay? I didn't enjoy my time. You might have, but I did not. And then in 23rd place, we got to go with Lego The Hobbit. Now, I love me some Lord of the Rings. I really do, but Lego The Hobbit is unfinished. That's the main reason why it's so low. It's just unfinished. Okay, it never got the Battle of the Five Armies DLC. Okay, you have both the first Hobbit movie and the second Hobbit movie, which in general they should have just been one movie because it's the smallest book, one or two movies. But like that's another conversation altogether. But the Lego Hobbit never got the Battle of the Five Armies, so it just feels incomplete. All right, it could have been great. Okay, what is in there is fun and enjoyable. I enjoy my time in there. But it doesn't have the entire series, and they're claiming it's the Lego The Hobbit. They're claiming it's the entire Hobbit, and they were going to get Battle of the Five Armies DLC, but that got axed. So it just feels incomplete. So that's why it's at 23rd, because it could have been so much better, but it wasn't. Number 22 is the Lego Ninjago, the video game. All right, I'm not a big Ninjago fan, so it's mostly why it's down here. I haven't really liked the Lego Ninjago the movie, so it's just the game existed. It added some interesting stuff, right? Like the wall running and stuff like that. You felt like a ninja, which was cool. But I'm just not a big Ninjago fan, so that's mainly why it's down here. All right, if you like Ninjago, it might be higher for you. For me, it's just not. It's low. It's down. It's all the way down in the pits of despair and hell, and you just don't look at it. Now 21 has got to be Lego Movie, the video game. All right, this is the first Lego Movie. Now again, I like the Lego movies. I love the Lego movies. I think they're great movies, but the games just don't deliver as much as I wanted. Okay, the Lego Movie, the video game one, has the elements of a normal Lego game, unlike the second one, but it's just not it. Okay, the hub worlds are tiny. All right, it's just the character selection is minimal. There's like I'm pretty sure there's like a million different versions of Emmett. Like there wasn't enough characters to warrant all the characters that were in the game. There's not much to do when you're done with it. All right, unlike a lot of other ones, there's more to do. The Lego Movie the video game did not make me want to go replay the levels. It just didn't. I didn't enjoy it enough to go replay the levels. So it just sat there collecting dust. You might have enjoyed it. Again, everyone has different opinions. So if you enjoyed it, let me know. But Lego Movie games they didn't do it for me at all. All right, they just didn't. Then we got Lego Incredibles. Now the Lego Incredibles, I liked it. It was decent. It was, I like all of these in some respect, but it was decent. It was decent. All right. It worked. Okay. You played around as the Incredibles family. That was cool. 2 movies. All right. It was interesting, but it's just, I'm not coming back to it. All right. It's not a game that I consistently wanted to come back and play more of. It's just, I'm one and done. All right. You got some Pixar characters too in there. One and done. I wish that they made just a Lego Pixar game instead of Lego Incredibles, because Lego Incredibles, there's 2 movies there. There's not enough to warrant an entire game, I don't think. All right? I really don't think there was enough to warrant an entire game. I wish they did Lego Pixar. That would have been cool. Have like a couple levels for Monster University, a couple levels for Toy Story, Finding Nemo, things like that. I think that would have been more interesting than Lego Incredibles. I love Lego Incredibles. I love the Incredibles. I really do. I like the movies are great, but I think game wise, it would have been better to do a Lego Pixar game. All right, I really think it would have been better. I think if they had the makings, it could have been great, but instead they went for the Incredibles route, and I just don't think it delivered as much as it could have. Okay, I wasn't intrigued with the hub world. I wasn't intrigued with the levels as much. I liked the Parr family. I thought they were good, but the DLC was lackluster at best, and it just wasn't. It didn't make me want to come back. Then we got Lego Jurassic World, right? I like Lego Jurassic World. I do. I think the 4 movies that were out at the time are presented well in this game. I think the hub world is cool, splitting up between Jurassic World and Jurassic Park. I think that's interesting. My big complaint is that they really hyped up the fact you can play as a dinosaur, and then there was only certain areas you could play as a dinosaur as, and that just made me sad. And then also, the audio comes through a little weird with like the voice acting. Sometimes it's a little weird. I mean, they're dated movies, so they come out very weirdly, but so it just happens. But I enjoy the Jurassic World game. I just don't think it's as good as some games could be, as some of the Lego games. But it's enjoyable. I think the hub world's cool. I think the stories are cool. I think that they remade the 4 movies well. I just think that they really hyped the dinosaur aspect, and it just wasn't there. And also, there's not a lot of known Jurassic Park characters to play as. All right. There just isn't. So there was a lot of empty space and a lot of I don't know what to do with these characters, things like that. Next up, we got Lego City Undercover. Now, Lego City Undercover, I had a bad experience with it. I played it on Switch, and Switch is a bad port, but it's a great game. Okay, I've seen it on other devices, and I think it's a great game. I think it's a really cool, kind of like a GTA Lego game, and it's really interesting. I don't know why they haven't done more Lego City games in general. But I just had a bad experience with it, so that's why it's lower on the list. And again, I liked it, but I didn't want to come back to it. Okay, I played it once and I was done. Okay, I didn't want to keep coming back. Like the higher up we go, the more I want to keep coming back to the games. But this one I just did not want to keep coming back. All right, it was a great game. Okay, a GTA running around Lego City. It was cool. Lego City was well built. All right, the story was interesting, but I didn't want to keep coming back, and I had a bad experience with it playing it on the Switch. So I don't own it on a better device, but I've played it on other devices, but I don't own it on a better device. So that's why it's lower. Next up, we got Lego Avengers. Now, people are really mad at me about this, alright? People will be. But I do not enjoy the Lego Avengers game as much as other Lego games, okay? I think it's interesting. I don't know why they haven't done more Lego Avengers, but I just think the levels were... And they just copied and pasted the hub world of Lego Marvel superheroes into Lego Avengers, and that just... They didn't innovate enough. I don't think Lego Avengers innovated enough with the superhero genre, alright? As you see with the superhero ones, every single superhero one seems to be a lot different from the one before it. Whereas Lego Avengers pretty much was a carbon copy of Lego Marvel superheroes, just with a new set of levels and stripping away the X-Men and Fantastic Four and stuff. So I don't think it did enough to set itself apart. I think Lego Marvel Superheroes is the better title. I think Lego Avengers did not do enough to set itself apart. I mean, I want a sequel to Lego Avengers so badly, okay? I want to play the entire Infinity Saga in Lego form, but I want it to be better than Lego Avengers. I don't want it to be just a carbon copy of what we have. I want it to be a whole brand new thing. I want it to justify its existence, because Lego Avengers, to me, did not justify its existence. All right? It just felt way too much like Lego Marvel Superheroes 1. Just with a different story. And different coat of paint. Next up, we got Lego Batman 3. Now, I don't like Lego Batman 3 as much as the other Lego Batman games, because Lego Batman 3 took the big Gotham City hub world and turned it into a bunch of smaller planets. All right? You don't even go to Earth. I don't think you went to Earth. No, you went to these smaller hub planets. And that's an interesting idea. Okay, I like the smaller hub planet ideas, but I just wasn't a big fan of leaving Gotham City for that. And also, I didn't like how the camera worked on the hub worlds, alright? It was like an Animal Crossing type kind of thing, you know? So you run around in this round ball, kind of like how Animal Crossing's camera is, and I just did not enjoy that in a Lego game, alright? And the story was interesting. I liked the story, but the hub worlds just weren't it, alright? I once I played through it once, I didn't want to go back because I didn't want to play in that hub world anymore. Okay, the planets just didn't do enough to set themselves apart from each other. They were like just different colors. Like it had a lot of potential, but compared to other Lego Batman games, it just wasn't it. Next up, we got Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, I like me some Pirates of the Caribbean. I like the Pirates of the Caribbean series. I think the Lego format of it was a good transition to the Lego games. I just think that by this time, the original Lego format of the tiny hub worlds and stuff was getting a little stale by the time Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, they weren't innovating as much, alright? They didn't innovate more until Lego Lord of the Rings, so Lego Pirates of the Caribbean was one of the last ones that didn't innovate much. It didn't feel super different from other Lego games, alright? The characters were cool. I liked the way the story was. I liked the way they set up the Lego, the Lego-fied it. That's a term I'm penning, so, copyright me. I like the way the Lego-fied it, but I was getting a little bored of the Lego format by then. So, But I want to see another Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, because I want to see the 5th movie in a Lego format. So, please do that. And there's not enough Pirates of the Caribbean characters, I don't think, to justify the amount of characters they wanted to have in the game. So, there's some weird character choices. Now, next up, they're going to be sort of on the same level, because, they're kind of like the same game. Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4 and Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7. I like Harry Potter. I really do. And I think Lego Harry Potter was very well done. I really do. I think it was, all right? Hogwarts was a fun place to explore. The way they split it up based on the year you were in was really cool. The magic system was interesting. I enjoyed it, all right, using the spells and stuff. I enjoyed the Lego Harry Potter game. I think it was really well made. I don't think it was as well made as further along Lego games, but I think it was a really well done Lego game, all right? Now, it was interesting to me that they split it up between years 1 and 4 and years 5 through 7, which makes sense, all right? Split them up into 2 games. And I think I enjoyed years 1 through 4 more than I enjoyed years 5 through 7, just because I enjoy the movies 1 through 4 more than the 5 through 7, and the books 1 through 4 more than 5 through 7, just because they get more serious in 5 through 7, and I'm just in it for the magic, right? I enjoy them all, but I enjoyed years 1 through 4 a lot more. My big problem with it is story-wise, just the fact the way the spells are introduced. You go to class, but it's more of a technicality, all right? It's more of a, oh my gosh, they learn this spell in year 1. They don't learn that spell until year 4. It's something like that, okay? It's more of a technicality. It's more of my nerd aspect coming out. That was my only big gripe with it, but I enjoyed the game. Thought it was well done. I enjoyed both of them. Thought they were well done. I want one including Fantastic Beasts. Please give me one including Fantastic Beasts. Next up, we got Lego Lord of the Rings. Now, Lego Lord of the Rings was the second one to add voice, I believe, and it was a good time. Okay, they really made Middle Earth well. My big problem with it though is that it's just kind of weird. The hub world, like Middle Earth, is made really well. Don't get me wrong; it looks like Middle Earth, but it's really weird seeing Legos. Like this is the second big hub world, and it was still really weird. But it was weird seeing Legos with super realistic dirt and stuff next to them, and I think the size proportions are off a little bit. The way they did it, I think the Lego figures are weirdly sized compared to the buildings, and I just don't think that they really proportion the size as well. But I liked Lego Lord of the Rings. I thought the stories were well done in it. I thought the hub world was well done. I thought the characters were well done. I really liked it. I thought it was great. It was what the Hobbit should have been, and I wish it was backwards compatible because I need to play it again. Next up, we got Lego Batman. Now, Lego Batman is a classic Lego game, alright? I love me some classic Lego games, okay? I played this one growing up a lot on my PlayStation 2, and I just really like the aspect of you could play as Batman and Robin, or you could play as Joker, and I think it was Harley Quinn? Maybe? But it was Joker and somebody. But you could switch between, there was 2 different versions of the story you could play through, and I really liked that. The amount of suits that you could wear was awesome. My only gripe is that there wasn't a lot of characters, alright? There wasn't. Okay, it was very bare bones with the amount of characters you could play as. It was mostly Batman and Robin with their suits, and then there was a couple villains, but it was very bare bones what you could play as. But I thought the story was well structured. I really liked that you could be a villain side or the hero side, and then they could clash, and I really liked that. I thought that was good. But again, the character selection just wasn't as big as I wanted it to be. Next up, we got Lego DC Supervillains. Now, Lego DC Supervillains is a weird one because it puts you in control of the supervillains, and it's the supervillains saving the world. And it's the only one that you actually create a character at the beginning, and the character is actually a part of the story. It's really weird. I don't know if I like that very much. Alright, because my big thing with Lego games is I like to be able to play as the iconic characters, so creating my own character is just, it was weird. But I like the hub world. I think the hub world's nice. I like the character selection. And there's also a sort of GTA mechanic where you can get wanted by the cops, and that's really interesting. I found that by accident. I didn't know that was the thing. I think the story could have been a little stronger. I think the use of your player created character is a little overdone. A little like, oh, you're the Ex Machina. Oh, you can't figure out something. Oh, you learn a new power. I think it's overdone. I think that I would have preferred a Lego Batman 4, but I did like Lego DC Supervillains. I thought it was a really good. It moved the series a little bit in regards to story and in regards to your character is actually a part of the story now. It moved this. It innovated a little bit in the Lego series, so that was interesting to see. But overall, I like some Lego games better. Next up is Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Now, I like Star Wars. That's the main reason it's up here so much. I'm a big Star Wars nerd. I don't think the game is amazing. I don't. All right. I think it's more my love for Star Wars that's pushing it up so high, because it's one movie. Okay, it's one movie. It does. I don't think one movie warrants all this. It also has a lot of side missions, like a lot of side stuff. All right, like Poe's quest for whatever. I don't know. It's like side missions that are canon that add a little bit of, context to events in the movie and stuff. So I think that's interesting. I think it's cool to see. I think the hub worlds are what really make this game, going to all these different planets. All right, it's like Lego Batman 3 with all these different planets, but instead of that weird rotating, camera, it's actually normal. It's normal, and you get to go to all these planets. I think that's really cool. I really do, and they're expanding upon it in the new Lego game, so I'm excited to see that. That's the main reason it's so high. I think the character selection is cool. I don't like the character selection screen. I think it's over saturated with information. There's a lot going on there. It's hard to read. But I do like the Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens hub world and the story, but even though the movie does not warrant an entire game to it, and I think it's good. I think mostly it's up here because I love Star Wars, though. Next up, we got Lego Batman 2, and Lego Batman 2, I believe, was the first one to do voices, and that was horrible, all right? Everyone was just like, oh my god, they're doing voices, oh my god, childhood ruined. I was just like, voice, I'm in. Lego Batman 2 is also one of the first ones to do the giant open world, and for that, it was great, all right? The story was great. You introduced the Justice League in there. the way that some iconic sounds played as you flew, like Wonder Woman, her sound would play as you flew around. Superman, his song would play as you flew around. It was good. The story with Lex Luthor, it was really good. I think Lego Batman 2 was a very solid Lego game, all right? I think it was a huge step up in the Lego format because it introduced voices and giant hub worlds, and I think that's why it's going to be fondly remembered. The hub world was kind of scary and dark, and there wasn't a lot of content to do in it because they were still learning. They were still just starting with the giant hub worlds, so there wasn't a lot of open world content to do. But I think it was a really good step in the right direction, and I think Lego Batman 2 is going to be one of the more fondly remembered ones just because it was pretty great. It was a pretty great Lego game. Next up is Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2. Now, if Lego Batman 2 revolutionized and introduced the giant hub world, Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2 took it to the next freaking level, alright? Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2's hub world is big, it's bonkers, and it's great. It combines elements from so many comic book and iconic world locations in the Lego Marvel series, and it's just great, alright? You can go to Xandar over here, New York over here, oh, Hydra over there, oh, underwater over here, oh, it's great, alright? I really like it. I think the story could have used a little work. I think the story was interesting, but I don't like how it, all came together at the end. I don't like the reliance on unlocking characters post-story. That was my big gripe with it, because you unlocked characters in the story, but then most of the characters you unlocked out of the story, so that was my big gripe with it. There was a lot of content to do out of the story, but too much. I think they locked too much behind the hub world content. But I think Lego Marvel Super Heroes was great. I don't like how X-Men and Fantastic Four were out of it, but that's fine, right? That's due to licensing and stuff. But Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2 really took the hub world to the next level, and I really liked that. I thought it was awesome to see. Lego Star Wars 3 is next, and I love Lego Star Wars 3. I want more Clone Wars content from Lego, alright? The two ships facing off of each other that you could fly in between, alright? The battle system where you could go on planets and it was like an RTS type thing, and you like build barracks and guns and stuff was really cool. The missions were interesting and creepy and cool. The character unlocks were cool. The bounty hunter missions were cool. I don't have any big gripes with Lego Star Wars 3. I thought Lego Star Wars 3 was really well made. I thought it was a really good Lego game. Really interesting. The character choices were cool. I just really want more Lego Star Wars Clone Wars stuff, content. The mini kits were cool too. They gave you characters like Starkiller. Starkiller from Force Legions was in this Lego game if you got him in a mini kit, and that blew my mind. Alright. I actually printed out cheat codes when I was younger, to use them to unlock all these characters, and I thought it was the best. Okay, Lego Star Wars 3, I spent hours playing, and that was one of my favorite Lego games. Next up is Lego Marvel Super Heroes. Lego Marvel Super Heroes, I think, is a superb Lego game. I really do. I think it's better than the second one. I think it's better than a lot of Lego games, because the hub world was great, alright? New York City, which Lego Avengers just ripped and took, but New York City and the Helicarrier were great, alright? There was so much running around to do, so much to explore. You go to iconic places like the X-Men Mansion, the Avengers Tower. You could do all this stuff. The Baxter Building. And Marvel HQ was in there, alright? It was great. The story, I thought, was great. I thought it was really interesting, really cool what they did with it with Loki and stuff. The character selection was awesome. There's so many characters you can unlock. So many hard to unlock ones too, like Stan Lee, Deadpool. There was just so much, alright? It was such a good game. I spent hours on it, running around New York City, swinging around as Spider-Man, okay, because we hadn't had a good Spider-Man game in years, so I was using that as my good Spider-Man game, swinging around the New York as Spider-Man, running around. It's one of the only, if not the only, Marvel game that you can play as X-Men, Fantastic Four, the Avengers, Spider-Man. You have all these options, alright? You don't get those options in any other Marvel game. You will now that Fox and Disney are one, but before you were not getting that, so it's just great. I love Lego Marvel Super Heroes. Next up is Lego Star Wars 2, and pretty much on the same level, Lego Star Wars 1, and for those who are complete Saga players. I was not a complete Saga player. I played Lego Star Wars 1 and Lego Star Wars 2, but Lego Star Wars 1, Lego Star Wars 2, and Complete Saga are going to be on the same level, because the Complete Saga is pretty much Lego Star Wars 1 and Lego Star Wars 2 combined, so, just deal with that. But Lego Star Wars and Lego Star Wars 2 were the first. Lego Star Wars 1, I believe, was the first Traveler's Tales Lego game that was like this format, and they were just amazing, alright? Playing through the prequels in Lego Star Wars 1 and playing through the originals in Lego Star Wars 2 were great. They were great, alright? hard missions, nice hub worlds. I liked. Now this they have not done ever again. Like they haven't done for a while. But I liked how I missed the days where the characters you owned, where I'd actually walk around, you could see them walking around, and then the bad guys would fight the good guys. I like that. All right. Lego Star Wars 2 starting Cantina brawls was always the best. You know, just start beating the crap out of Cantina goers. Ow. Start beating the crap out of Cantina goers, and then you start a Cantina brawl was the best thing to do. Lego Star Wars 1, you would see Darth Maul dueling it out with Obi-Wan in the middle of the mini kit area, and that was great. The Pod Racer level in Lego Star Wars 1, oh gosh, I failed that way too many times. The Death Star trench runs in Lego Star Wars 2 was just, it was amazing, alright? Iconic levels. They were great, okay? Iconic. And I can't wait to see what they do for Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, because these were iconic. And now, finally, for my favorite Lego game, again, this is my personal opinion, go ahead and let me know what you think are the best Lego games in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more great content. Now, my favorite Lego game has got to be Lego Dimensions. Alright? Yes, I know there's a huge paywall, and now it's hard to find a lot of the characters. But this game had Doctor Who, The Simpsons, The A-Team, Mission Impossible, Batman, the Lego Movie, frickin' E.T., frickin' Gremlins, Ghostbusters, Wizard of Oz. It had Adventure Time, Shima. It had so much. Portal was in there. It had so much content. Every character would unlock their movie or series specific hub world, and they were huge, and they were labors of love. You could Doctor Who, you could run around in London, you could run around in Skaro, you can play as the Doctor in Lego form. Back to the Future, you would run around Hill Valley, alright? You could travel through time with the DeLorean, the TARDIS, you could Ghostbusters run around New York. There was so much amazing content, okay? There is gonna be no game ever like this, ever again. Combining all of these fan favorite franchises together into one game. You're never gonna see it again. I wish it was still going, or I wish they got a sequel that wasn't like this paywall, that was something else, something different. Because you're never gonna see the type of game like this again. Alright. It was just amazing, okay? Other Toys to Life games tried. Disney Infinity combined all their Disney properties. Skylanders was just Skylanders. But Lego Dimensions took so many unconnected franchises and connected them into this game. You had the Doctor fighting GLaDOS. That's all you need to know. Okay? Batman was running around on the yellow brick road. That's all you need to know. Game of the freaking generation right there. You're not going to see a game like that ever again. But yeah, that is my ranking for the Lego games. Alright, there are a lot to cover. I didn't include Lego Worlds just because I never really played Lego Worlds a lot. Alright, I played it a little bit, but I don't feel like I can judge it. I don't think it's what I want it to be. I don't think it counts as a mainline Lego game because it's not like this formula. So, I just didn't count it, alright? But if you're a Lego Worlds fan, let me know where you would put it. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you to drop a like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, all that fun stuff. Us YouTubers tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I have most of Twitter, something on Facebook, barely ever Instagram. Follow me on those places, subscribe to me here. And with that, I hope to see you in the next video.